What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Humble Hardware. In the last video, we took a quick first impressions look at the brand new Retroid Pocket 3, and you should definitely check that video out to get an overview of the handheld if you haven't already done so. Before I get to a full review of the Pocket 3, I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about what I think is the best reason to pick up a Pocket 3, and that is PSP emulation. So this video is going to be a little bit different to videos that I normally do. I'm going to spend 5 minutes talking about what PSP is like on the Retroid Pocket 3 and how the testing went. After that, I'll just roll footage of the 30 games tested without a voiceover, and that will save me being a little bit repetitive with my comments, because generally speaking, the Pocket 3 is really good for PSP. Before I start, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to catch all of my latest videos, and we have a Discord, link is in the description below. I want to just quickly talk about the processor of the Retroid Pocket 3 and where it sits in comparison to other devices out there. I've tested quite a few of them with PSP emulation, and the results are certainly interesting. So we have the Pocket 3, which has a Unisoc T310, which is a single core A75 2GHz and 3 A55 at 1.8 GHz. I bought the 3GB RAM version, and I'm assuming many people will probably opt for that. This is retailing for $129 plus shipping. Anbernic have a fairly similar device, the RG503. This has a quad-core A55 at 1.8 GHz and retails for $140 including shipping. Last year, Powkiddy released the X18S, which is a Unisoc T618 with 2 A75 2GHz and 6 A55 at 1.8 GHz, and this retails for about $170. While the RG503 handled most of the 30 FPS games pretty comfortably, it struggled with many 60 FPS games. This meant the handheld was fine for games like Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, Final Fantasy Crisis Core, but it was slow for 60 FPS games like Ridge Racer, Syphon Filter, and Tekken Dark Resurrection and Tekken 6. And I didn't even try God of War, as that's probably the most demanding PSP game. There were some 60 FPS games that did work, but there were very few and far between. Soul Calibur Broken Destiny and Virtua Tennis World Tour did work at 60 FPS. On the Powkiddy X18S, pretty much every 60 FPS game worked at full speed. Games like Ridge Racer, Syphon Filter played great. Even God of War Chains of Olympus works really well, mostly at 60 FPS, though there were dips down to around about 30 FPS. So the Powkiddy X18S really is a device that can play pretty much the entire library of PSP. That brings us to the Retroid Pocket 3, which sits pretty much in between a Anbernic RG503 and the Powkiddy X18S. If you're a PSP fan, I'm happy to report this is an excellent choice for PSP emulation. The Pocket 3 plays a lot more 60 FPS games than the RG503, though it's not as good as the X18S. This means that next tier of 60 FPS games like Ridge Racer and Tekken Dark Resurrection and Tekken 6 play perfectly. However, Wipeout Pulse still dips a little bit more than it does on the X18S into the mid 45 FPS, and Syphon Filter is also in the 45 FPS range. The dreaded dips down to 45 FPS are also back in Outrun 2006. I couldn't get it running as smooth as I had it on the Odin. On Gran Turismo, it's a bit of a mixed bag. On simpler and medium courses, the frame rate is 60 FPS, but on longer courses like Côte d'Azur, you're only going to get 45 FPS. Despite these titles being 45 to 60 FPS, the frame rate dips didn't feel that bad, and I'd argue the game is still very much playable. Perfectionists should probably get a better processor, but I think there'll be plenty of people happy with the performance here. God of War Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta were also a surprise. I played this at 1x resolution and it generally plays okay. There are dips and it fluctuates from 30 to even up to 60 FPS, but generally speaking it is playable. Okay, to sum up, the Pocket 3 is going to get you most of the PSP library, maybe 85% of the library running perfectly. The final 15% of the library will still run okay, depending on your tolerance for some minor dips in the frame rate and in some cases, some slowdown. So do you pay $30 more to get perfect Wipeout, Syphon filter and Gran Turismo on a device like a Powkiddy X18S? I'm going to leave that up to you to decide. As for me, I absolutely love the form factor of the Pocket 3. The 4.7-inch screen is bright, sharp, and the size of it is great for PSP emulation. The battery for PSP has been amazing so far, and as a handheld, I prefer using this than the Powkiddy X18S, which just isn't as comfortable and the screen is very average. So I'd much rather get this and play 85% of the library really well. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'll work on a full review of the handheld, but for the rest of the video, go ahead, use the chapters function, check out some of the footage I recorded for PSP games. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Straight 100, long 2 right 70. Long 6 right, tightens over crest.
Taking back the part of the bottom of
Let's roll.
Go straight. Hey!
Hey, what's your problem?
Time bonus. Nothing I can't handle.
Wow, you're a great driver. Ow.
I can be pretty cheap.
Yeah, no kidding.
Begin mission.
Later. Got him.
I warn you, I'm a man of peace. Ugh. You want some more, asshead? What am I doing this shit for? Don't be an idiot. Oh.
Good shot. You'll be fine. Oh.
Toward the gap in left center, and that gets down, and now let's see, and now this will rattle up against the fence, and a relay home, and not in time as the second run scores.
Oh, that's 4 straight hits he's surrendered now. That's a good job by the catcher to go out there and try and calm him down.
If you did, would you like more detail? Then... Yori has defeated an enemy.
This thing won't give up.
and death, cycles of war and peace.
Battle 2. Fight! Ring out! Battle 3. Fight! Ring out!
Patrol reporting. Squad leader has eliminated the breach. Over. He's out there! Go! He's near the south gate! Get... I need cover! Get...
Round 2. Fight!
Coming at you!
This quarry. I came here to look for Mayor Edgar, but he's in serious danger here, though. Unfortunately, the monsters down there are in a class all their own. Sword attacks just bounce right off them.
You're no threat.